Hey everybody, it's Maria from What's a Story with Maria. How's it going? Welcome to our show. We are so glad you're here. Tonight is Tuesday, June 23rd, 2026. It's got a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Anyway, it is Tuesday night. We always come to live on Tuesdays. And our first listener has already popped in. You know, she usually is the first listener. Danielle Alexandria Alchemy. She's checked in. Hi, Danielle. We have an amazing guest tonight, my friend, and I love him to pieces, and of course Leo's friend now as well, from Massachusetts, Thomas Smoker. Leo, hit that promo.
I'm a big fish in a small pond. Got my days free and my nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. As famous as I wanna be.
Oh my God, how exciting. So thank you, Leo, for running that. See that Sudi Rick Caritas has also joined us. Sudi, how are you doing, honey? Happy Pride Week to everybody. Well, it's Pride Month. So by next week, I'm going to wear my t-shirt that says gay and tired because this is the busiest week of the year for for a lot of us. So, but it's busy for everybody, right? June is busy, and a lot of teachers, it's like you're finishing your year out, so you have a lot of stuff to wrap up, and just a lot going on. We have our road recovery show is next Tuesday. Me and Susie and Christopher Hines have our road recovery show at the Gay Community Center in New York City, and we're excited about that. Today was our last rehearsal. Ready or not, it's next week, so it's usually a wonderful time. I am wearing my I voted little um, because I just did vote right after teaching. I went and voted. Today is primary day in New York and a lot of other states, and I'm so glad I went. I've never missed an election. I've never, ever, ever, ever. And neither did my parents, and that's where I learned it from. So I'm glad I voted. And everybody, I gotta say, as a teacher, I can tell you one thing about teenagers and young people. Like my kids now are from say 15 to 20, right? As long as I've been teaching teenagers, they are not always um, they're not always the first to volunteer their services. Let's put it that way. You kind of have to ask them a couple times, guys, can you help me with the chairs? Guys, can you help me break down? Guys, they don't take it upon themselves. Teenagers are not easily motivated to do things that are always good for, or the greater good or good for them. You have to push them. That's the age group they're in. And I have to say, because I have to give a shout out to the teenagers that I've been around lately, and they're out there. They're out there canvassing. They're out there holding signs. They're out there asking questions. They're out there polling. I was pleasantly surprised today. And even my kids, that, they started last year with the whole Mandami thing. I didn't even know who Mandami was. They educated me on this new candidate, and I was shocked. I said, if anybody can motivate teenagers, wow. And so they were out there again today for the primary, and I thought, this is really great. They're kind of doing it on their own, and they're talking in their own little groups and getting it done. So I have a lot of hope. Of course, in my neighborhood, which is Little DR, there were trucks going by with signs and salsa and flags, and it was hysterical. We were dancing in the street, literally dancing in the street. So on the where the polling place is. Now I want to show you this really cool thing that happened. So in New York, we always, and I don't know about other states, but we get these things that remind us where to vote, that remind us where your district is and your numbers and all that stuff. Because there's a lot of different numbers. When voting starts early and all that stuff, and where your place is. Well, so today I just happened to bring it with me. because I got my real ID, and I was like, I just want to make sure nothing gets, screwed up. I'm bringing this to prove that I am a registered voter. I got this in the mail. I also have my ID, and all that stuff. And my real ID looks a little bit different than my regular ID. So I just wanted to cover my bases. And I learned a wonderful thing. I learned two wonderful things. So when I got there, the woman said, "Oh, I can tell you exactly where you're voting. Go to the back page and it tells you your district and with the booth to go to." I was like, "Oh, that's great." She goes, "And then here's the best." So I said, started to take out my ID, and she said, "No, no, no. You don't even need that. All you need to do, we need to scan this in. And once they scan it in, my name popped up and my address. And they said, 'Is that you?' I said, 'Yes, it is me.' And then I signed, you have to sign your signature and all that. And I just thought it was phenomenal because it proves that this is you, because they mail it to your house. And so you bring this, but then I'm on the way. She goes, 'Save this.' No, I'm sorry, not that scan thing. It's something else. Hold on, I want to find it. But anyway, oh, here it is. So Maria Gentili has a barcode as a voter. And the great thing is that if she said you can cut that out and save it in your wallet if you want to do that. And then on my way home, I saw one of my neighbors, one of my gay neighbors. I love him. And he teaches French. He's really cute. And we see each other in the laundry room all the time, as gays often do. I'm just teasing. But anyway, so he said to me, "Oh, honey, I know all about it." I said, "You do?" And he pulled out his phone and he has it on his phone. So he said, all you have to do, this is for my New Yorkers, but I think a lot of states are doing this. All you have to do is scan this with your phone, and then it adds it to your wallet. So your phone wallet. How cool is that? So then you always have it on your phone, which is so wonderful. God forbid you lose your ID or anything like that. And all the little tricks they're trying these days. New York is ahead of it. And I hope that your state is ahead of it too. If not, have everything ready. Have your ID ready. If you got a real ID, have your real ID ready. Bring something with your address on it. I always save my primary thing and I bring it just in case anybody gives me a hard time. And that's that. I want to talk about one more thing when it comes to voting, because we're in the season now. Thank you, Leah Rodriguez. So this is what I want to talk about, because we have to we got to steamroll now. Now we have to get momentum, because November will be here before you know it. And we have to get ahead of them. So I do postcards to swing states. That's how I feel that I can help. Some people donate to campaigns, which, I've done over the years, but now I do postcards to swing states. And what is that? You just go to postcards to swing states, and it'll give you just .com, or just Google it. There it is, turnoutpack.org/postcards. And what it is you sign up. You can sign up for a minimum of 100 to maximum of 500. Start reasonably. Start with 100 or 200. I usually do 100 or 200. If you're a family and you want to do more than that, great, then you all write them. And what they do is they send you postcards, and it says you can choose the states that they feel are swing states, or you can check off, which I always do, where the need is greatest. And last time they sent me Georgia, and this time they sent me Michigan. But I've had Pennsylvania, I've had New Jersey at times. So these are swing states. And then they send you a list of registered people to send them to, and they give you what to write. And basically you're reminding people to vote. You're not telling people who to vote for, what to vote for. You're simply saying, thank you for being a voter. Please make a plan on November 3rd, and please encourage your friends and family to do the same. They give you a few things, but that's the one I chose. And you're reminding people to go out and vote. And then they give you the free postcards are free, but then you have to pay for the stamps. So, stamps are expensive these days. So that's what I do instead of donating to a particular campaign. Or I used to donate to Act Blue, which is great too. You can do that. But now I do postcards to swing states. and I always feel amazing. And it's just, I've been on a winning streak for a few years now. Any of the states that I ever had, I sent postcards to, swung in our favor. Now that doesn't have to do with just me. It has to do with many people that are doing it. And I feel like I'm part of the solution instead of part of the problem. So that's just something I wanted to say. Okay, let's take a second and say hello to Stephanie Greco, my friend from high school. Hi, Steph. What's up, honey? I also will always tell people this. When I did my show in Boston at Club Cabaret, Club Cabaret. Yeah, Club Cafe. Club Cafe. Stephanie was the first person to buy a ticket, the very first person. We went to high school together. Yeah, it's a great idea, Steph. And you know what's nice is that you can get your husband, your kids, whoever, and you all sit around the table and do them together. Sometimes I get Judy to help, or my sister, or whatever. We all kind of get together and do it, and it's amazing. And then they tell you when to send it. I think these have to go up by like October 15th or something. But they give you all the instructions, and they have webinars. They have a lot of things to encourage you, and it's really great. Thank you, Leo. Now, it is Pride Week, and lots of great things happen in New York, as I'm sure in your states as well. We had a surprise visit at the Stonewall Inn. I wasn't there because I was working at Brandy's. However, I heard from DJ Chauncey that guess who did a surprise pop-up at the Stonewall Inn last Friday? Boy George. Boy George kicked off Pride Week with a surprise pop-up DJ set at Stonewall on Friday, June 20th. And he was upstairs with Chauncey, and they had a huge dance party. So how wonderful. And lots of great people. We've had so many great people join us at the Stonewall, and Boy George now is yet another one. Sam, what's his name? That does, I'll think of it in a minute. But so many great people show up at the Stonewall Inn. So I will be working the door this Sunday. I'll be working the door at the Stonewall Inn on the 7th Avenue side. And that is, usually I'm there from 12 to 6. So stop by, and you get a little ticket, whatever.
Which on Pride Day it's a long day. It's a big day on Pride Day.
And I don't know what the cover is to get into Stonewall. It's usually really reasonable, much more reasonable than some of the other places. But the beauty of it is you can use that wristband to get in and out all day. So if you have to use the bathroom, if you want to get a drink, if you want to dance upstairs, they have a huge dance party downstairs, huge dance party. Come and see us at the Stonewall Inn. All right. So I'm trying to think if I missed anything. I had a lot to cover, but that's basically.
I think you got all of it.
Yes.
George was the last one, I think.
Yeah, and then do we have any calendar people that? Do you have?
We have our last. Well, I'll show them in a second.
Yeah. Okay. What did you?
I have this prep.
You have stuff, Leo. Go.
Yep. Well, it is Pride Month, so. And part of my content, I have found some really great content about somebody that you probably know, may not know the name. If you're a singer or a songwriter or a performer, you definitely know this person. But This
is always
Yep. This is my favorite content, so I'm going to bring it up right now for Gay Pride. Okay, here is about 2 minutes worth of Pride history.
You've known his songs by heart since you were a child, and by the time the whole world fell in love with his work, the man behind it was already running out of time. Here's what they decided you didn't need to know. His name was Howard Ashman. He was born in Baltimore in 1950. The boy so in love with theater that he talked his way into the Children's Theater Company at 6. And he spent every Saturday of his childhood downtown building shows. He wrote and starred in his first musical at 10. He even made fake publicity photos for shows he only dreamed of directing. Howard was gay, brilliant, and certain from the very start of exactly who he was and what he was put here to do. In New York, he met a composer named Alan Menken, and together they made magic. First, a strange little show called Little Shop of Horrors. Then Disney came calling, and Howard did something extraordinary. He took a studio that had lost its way and taught it to sing again. He produced and wrote the lyrics for The Little Mermaid, and he gave Ariel the song that holds the whole film together, Part of Your World. When the executives tried to cut it, Howard refused. He called it the I Want song, a girl caught between two worlds, aching to belong to one she had been told she could never have. Alan Menken said Howard understood that ache because he lived it. A gay man who always knew what it felt like to stand on the outside of a world wanting in. He even slipped a piece of his own world onto the screen. At his urging, the sea witch Ursula was drawn after the Baltimore drag legend Divine, a queer icon hidden in plain sight in a Disney cartoon. And for years, almost no one knew. During the making of The Little Mermaid, Howard learned he was HIV positive. He told almost no one. The film became one of the biggest things Disney had ever done. And instead of stopping, Howard threw himself into the next one, Beauty and the Beast. But he was growing sicker with every month. Disney built him a workshop near his home so he could keep going. He shaped the whole film, even recording with the actors by phone from his bed when he was too weak to travel. He finished his work on it, but he never got to see it released. Howard Ashman died of AIDS in March of 1991. He was 40 years old. When the film reached theaters, it ended with a dedication to him, to our friend Howard, who gave a mermaid her voice and a beast his soul. He will be forever missed. He won an Academy Award he did not live to accept. And every single time a child or child at heart sings about wanting to be part of your world, they are singing for every one of us who was ever told we did not belong and belonged anyway. There are 1,000 more stories where this one came from. Like and share so we never forget people like Howard. You've known a song.
I thought that was an amazing piece of content.
Leo, that was phenomenal. Honey, you
And
also-
I love to sing Part of Your World. It's just one of my favorite songs. And I know it's silly. And when guys sing it, we all think of it. But now, as you think of the lyrics and you think of the story, the true story behind it. Wow. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat?
Wow. That was so amazing. You know what? Just quickly, my first teaching job I ever had was in 1992 in Sunset Park, Brooklyn. And my kids were predominantly Puerto Rican and Dominican. And what was really big was rap. And I didn't know a lot about rap, and I didn't know what they liked. It was my first teaching job. I was learning. And so I took a secret ballot and I asked them to pick. I didn't want them to have to raise their hands, because kids never tell the truth in front of each other. Now, you're maybe yours and maybe now. But back then, they were shy to. And so I thought they were going to come up with all this, maybe Tupac stuff or Biggie. And I mean, I like that stuff too. So do you know what unanimously won? The Little Mermaid. And I was blown away. I thought, really? And then, funny enough, Beauty and the Beast, right on the heels of that. So it was Aladdin, it was all that Disney stuff. And I learned a great lesson, that it doesn't matter what the demographics are. It doesn't matter what you think your kids might like or listen to, that kids are kids are kids. And they all have that same angst. And Disney captures that so beautifully, and musical theater captures that so beautifully. That's why it's still such a big deal. So anyway, John Pietero has joined us. We are post-election party for progressive candidates Sant'Angelo in Bay Ridge. How wonderful. Yes, I voted.
So.
Yes, let's do it. Listen, the progressives are going to save us. They're going to save us. Oh, my God.
Hey, Maria, so we were talking earlier about my MTR, my Musical Theater Radio Pride shirt, and the actual host of MTR Radio is on right now checking us out.
What?
So if you guys have a moment and you're on the TikTok, mornings, usually East Coast from 6 to about 9, depending on what time we have, Fame Black is leading us through Musical Theater Radio. Musical theater. And it's a little loose because we include some movies, or he includes some movies and stuff, but I asked Maria if we can in a couple of weeks bring our host on, and
Love
we
that.
will. I'll arrange it. But if you guys are on TikTok, friend me, and I'll send you to Musical Theater Radio (MTR), and it's great. We've got a whole big community growing there, just like my communities with John and Lori on WFMU.org with Sheena's Jungle Room, and like our community here. So just more reach out, and this one's musical theater based.
Oh my God, this is so fun. Yes, Fame Black. Let's connect and get it done, okay, honey? Pick a Tuesday in July. Let's do it. Woohoo!
Oh yeah, and my community from there is coming over to check us out. Fame Black and Muse. Yay!
Fun. And also Lori and John are Wednesday nights, right, Leo?
Yep, Wednesday nights, WFMU.org. So tomorrow night, we're probably going to be talking a lot about post-elections, and so, or they will be talking about it. They are great poets, DJs, music historians, as well as rebels for the cause.
Yep.
Got me some Axie Oligarchy jewelry here.
Great stuff. We got
friends all over with creative stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah, so we have so much going on. It's a good time to be happy, and it's a good time to stick together, and it's a good time. Oh, Brendan Ryan, Sergeant Brendan Ryan of the NYPD. I believe he is retired now, but he will always be my sergeant. Maria, you're still Jewel here in NYC. Hope you are well. Keep being you. Only if you keep being you, Brendan. I love Brendan. He's amazing. He's been on.
That conversation that we had with about 9/11. Now, you guys, that's such a historic. We have to do that again when Brendan comes on again.
Yeah,
because it's such a historic show that we always do in remembrance.
Absolutely. And yeah, well, as we get closer to that, we'll get that going. Fame and I have been checking out everybody's lives today. Well, check it out, baby. We have lives to live, and we're joyful people. Okay, speaking of joyful people, our
calendar boy.
He was a calendar boy in September. The original. Oh no! But you'll have to put black tape over his eyes. So we do have a calendar. This is our last year, by the way. We're retiring the calendar. We have a calendar, and we get our friends. Put your finger over those naked parts, Leo.
Well, I've been a bit cheeky, love.
Yep. So Andrew Hankinson and his husband Thomas Smoker, I don't tell them what to do. They do what they want to do, and they were Mr. and Mr. September. I believe that was 2021, 22.
This is our first one, 2022.
First year, unbelievable. Still a classic. And anyway, so yes, he's very, very popular. He's very famous, but we were able to, about a month ago, I said, Thomas, just pick any night you want, because he's doing a show, and it's this Friday, and we want to talk about it. So are we ready? Drum roll and applause ready?
I have to. Okay, wait. Where is it? Okay.
Oh my God, there he is.
Thank you for having me.
Oh,
thank you.
Thomas,
I'm honored to be here.
Well, we are so happy you're here. We're so happy, honey. And you've been on the show, I think maybe a few times, right?
Oh, a little surprise visit for one of them. And then, yes. That's right.
And you're always working on something. You teach during the year.
I do.
And you're always doing shows, right, with your students.
That's right.
But this one is your show. Embrace the Rainbow Volume 2 this Friday at 7:30. Thomas,
Rockport Music at the Shillin'
Ears. I'm all ears. What's going on this Friday? Tell us about it.
Oh, I'm so excited. Last year was the first year that we got to do it, and Rockport Music thought it needed to be involved with all the Pride celebrations, and they got together with Cape Ann Pride, the local organization that celebrates all the things. And so they asked me to do a cabaret show, and it was a huge hit. We had so much fun, and it was awesome. And so they asked if I would come back and do it again, and I was like, absolutely. So I'm doing a whole new show with them. That's why I'm calling it Volume 2. Last year was like my journey and coming out and like the process of that. And then this year is just like, here we are. Let's talk about the things that we all hit and important to us and all the feelings that we have, and let's explore those, and it's through songs. So I say it's like supporting the gays through the Jays. That's all iconic artists of the Jays. So it's like Elton John, Billy Joel, John Legend, Olivia Newton-John, Janelle Monáe. I could keep going if you want, but
Come on, how fun is that?
that's right. That's right. I thought about Celine Dion, but she's like, Tom, I am not a J name, but I sing with collaboratives like Josh Groban. So there you go. So I'm doing a little Josh Groban. Yeah.
Well, speaking of Celine, you saw Titanic while you were in town.
I did. I laughed so much. I was crying of being so much joy and so much fun. Like, it is just well crafted and spot on with the humor and the usage of song choices at the right moments. And you're just like, what is this? And it's just like what theater should be. And you're just like, you're coming out of it and you're just like, that was talking about pure joy. That show is pure joy.
I couldn't agree more. And my friend Nicholas Connell is one of the co-creators. And he's talking about joy. He's like you. He's just a really like high energy, wonderful, grateful performer and musical director and all those things. Now you are a performer and you have a piano player for this, and we're going to talk about that. But you play piano for yourself at most of your gigs, right?
I do quite a bit of, I've done like some piano bar type work in the past, and I'm looking at kind of what is coming down the line for this summer, hoping to do a little bit more. So I play and sing and have a good time, lead some sing-alongs. So it's, what more can you ask for in a seacoast town other than having music and cocktails and like just looking out at the ocean? What is this photo? Oh, amazing.
What do we have? Leo will just pop things in. You never know.
We were doing a summer musical review of Gershwin in Berlin. And so that was us doing a little rehearsal at that time. So, yeah.
Cool. Now, you still doing the Emerson Inn?
I am not going to do the Emerson Inn. Well, I guess it's to be determined. We're still trying to figure that out. So I'm looking at some other places in town.
Yeah, spread your wings, honey.
That's right.
You have to keep us posted, whatever that is. Just send it to me and I'll pop it in. But
you got it.
Yeah, Thomas is out on the North Shore of Massachusetts, which is beautiful. It is a sea town. Rockport, Gloucester, that whole area. Now, this place looks amazing. I don't know anything. I've never been here. What do we need?
Maria, you haven't?
No.
Oh, it is a world-class music venue that brings in artists from all over the place, and it's just incredible. And then they also have an incredible program, an educational program where they're bringing artists to work with students. So they bring they bring musicians to us at our school and do workshops, and then they perform, and our students are allowed to join them on the stage and come to the shows for free. It's a beautiful organization, and I'm really proud that they are here and doing what they're doing. And they support local artists like myself by giving us opportunities. So my show is what they call an upstairs on Main. So it's like this little cabaret style, but it's right on the water. The back behind the artist is like looking over the ocean. It's just gorgeous. But the main venue is just stunning, state-of-the-art sound system and acoustics. It's lovely.
Maria, do you have your headphones, honey? We're getting an echo.
Oh, okay. Let me pop them in.
Thank you, love. Sorry.
I hope these work. And my, I don't know if these will work. Hold on. I'll try. But you guys, so talk about when it is and how people can get tickets.
Okay, so it's Friday, the 26th, and it's at 7:30 p.m. And you can go on the website there to purchase tickets. But I've just learned recently that it is sold out. But I'm hoping that if people are interested, that they should call to open up more seats, because there is some space available if they open up and let like standing room. So it's a wonderful problem to have, but they just need to know that people are still interested in coming. So if you're on and you're in the Massachusetts area, Boston area, come on up. We'd love to have you.
Wow. So can you guys hear me now with the headphones?
Yes, we could hear you before. We were just getting an echo from us through your computer.
Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah.
No worries.
Hopefully by next week I'll have I did get a new Mac because my old Mac died, and hopefully it'll be set up and ready to go, and it'll be back to what it used to be. So this is incredible. How many seats does it hold?
The space upstairs, they have sold 100 tickets, but I think we can get to 150, 125, 150.
That's phenomenal.
It's wonderful. Last year it sold out, and it wasn't even, I think maybe a quarter of the room was friends of mine, and it was already people from the area coming in, which was wonderful. It was really lovely that the town came out for it. So
how beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, Rockport has always been such an incredible community out there. And I mean, as long as I can remember, I grew up in Massachusetts, so we used to go out there sometimes on Sundays, and it's just always been such a beautiful, supportive, incredible, sea town, right?
Yeah. And we're fortunate to live here. I grew up in Pennsylvania and moved up here for grad school to Boston, and then we fell in love with the North Shore area, and we haven't left. We bought this, and we live in Rockport, so I can walk to school. I teach in town, which is great.
Oh, how wonderful.
So it's just, it's a beautiful community to be a part of. So.
Now, what did you guys do this year? You usually do with your kids. I know you usually do like a book show, right?
Yeah, we do. The high school did Working.
What?
I know. We pulled that gem out. It got revised in 2012, and Lin-Manuel Miranda was included in the mix, so one of his songs is in there. Wow. But it's a really lovely work. I was really proud of these guys. So small cast. And
Craig Carnelia is married to a very good friend of mine.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, Lisa Brescia, who's also a Broadway star. Now she's teaching, but she still will pop back and do Dear Evan Hansen, Woman in White. She did Times They Are Changing. She did Sideshow.
Oh, nice.
And that's Craig Carnelia's wife.
No kidding.
He's a lovely person, by the way. Isn't that nice to know?
That is nice to know.
He's a lovely, lovely person. One year, one of my favorite songs that he wrote is Diamond. It's from Diamonds. It's about a baseball and a boy that plays baseball, and it's one of my favorite things. And he actually recorded himself singing it for me, like as a surprise. That's what a nice man he is.
Whoa!
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
I hope you kept that.
I did. It's on a cassette tape. Can you imagine?
No, whoa.
Yeah, I know.
I know what those are.
Yeah, I know. Well, so this is so great, honey. Working. Wow.
Yeah. Yep. And then our middle school kids, I also am involved with the middle school program, and they did Matilda, and that was very cute.
That's really ambitious.
Yep.
Matilda sounds like an easy show, but it's not.
No, and the music's really interesting. Yeah, but the kids pick up on it. They're like, they listen to it, and they can get these funky stuff, and you're just like, okay, now let's get your reading level.
Did they do the accents?
Some of them did. Some of them did, and the other ones just left that out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Doesn't matter. How wonderful is that? So you've been preparing for this the Embrace the Rainbow show, and you have a piano player.
I have a piano player, and this year I have a drummer. Her name is Mindy Pierce, and she's awesome. And just to give a little rhythm section and to flesh it out a little bit. So that's really fun. And Nick Place is our drummer or our piano player, and he's incredible. Like I just say, I'm thinking about this. Oh no.
What's that, Leo?
That was a little.
I don't-
I hit play by on for one of his show, but I didn't mean to play. So
Leo, it's like a little mouse back there getting in trouble.
well, I've
behind the
got all this
scenes.
information on my hands. The world is my oyster.
Speaking of information, so we know it's rockportmusic.org, upcoming
Yes.
shows,
Yep.
/ Embrace the Rainbow. There's also a number that you gave me, right?
Yes. Yes.
So if you want, now there aren't many tickets left, but if you call and you tell them you want some tickets, they will open, that's what Thomas is telling us, that they will open up some space. And
I just got these, guys. I'm doing this song. My mind has just left me because I've been rehearsing all day. I'm doing this song from Avenue Q. Yeah.
I'm not gay.
Right. That's it. Yes.
Guessed it.
And so I just got my little puppets to I'm doing both voices. You know,
God.
You've got to do the voices, right? So
I love
I'm
that.
very excited about this.
That's phenomenal. And that's such a funny show, isn't it?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
What a funny show.
So witty.
So that's like a sneak peek. I didn't see that coming there. I love that.
Yeah, throwing it. Yeah.
Now, if you want to call to see if you can get tickets, they will add tickets if there's interest, which I'm sure there will be. So Play Beauty, write this down: 978-546-7391. That is the number. And how do you pronounce the theater?
Shalin Liu.
Shalin Liu. Okay. So the Shalin.
No, that's not your personal phone number, right?
No,
That's
That is not my number. That is not my number. No, that's Rockport Music. So that'll go right to them, and they'll take care of ticketing.
Leo's very
Look at all of this.
I'm just
work,
making
Leo.
sure
Yeah, he's
because
very
before we
frisky
post the
tonight.
number, you're gonna have people.
I
calling
appreciate
you.
that.
You know, I want to make sure.
I want to just take a moment to acknowledge some of the people that have popped in because I have 2 screens going. Lynn Portish, genius.
Genius.
My musical director for 33 years has joined us. She's amazing. She's always working on something. Lisa Elix is joined us. She's an amazing playwright. She's always working on something. And her daughter, who now has stopped by the duplex a few times, is the most amazing singer. I love her voice. Lulu is her name, and she's phenomenal. So Lulu is in, I know she was in one of her shows that I saw. So amazing songwriter and singer. Maria Rossi Ocasio has joined us, and she is my longtime friend, amazing person. Maria, we're both grandmothers now. When we met originally, we weren't, but now I'm a nana, you're an abuela. Well, she's been an abuela for a little bit, but
I heard Ocasio, and I thought, what Ocasio?
I know. Well, we love, I love AOC. You can't. I know some people have issues. They think she's too progressive, whatever. I love her.
She came from serving tables and bartending, baby.
Yep.
She knows the ropes.
Yeah, and I think she has giant, Speaking of giant, actually, I'm going to do the food section of our show, and then I'm going to do the food section of our show, and then I want to also big round of applause for another powerhouse woman that really stuck up for herself and her country this week. But Thomas, we are going to do the food section of our show.
Woo!
Called Go Ahead, Keep Eating. And I want everybody to join us. At the count of 3, we're all going to say it together. 1, 2, 3. Ready? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Keep
eating.
All right. So
it still doesn't work over Zoom. Like you can't line up singing. Everyone sing at the same time. Go.
Here's Steve and Julie sending love from California. We love
rhythm.
Stop it. Stop it. All right. So what did I make tonight? I was teaching and
what did you make?
And I just listen, what I'm getting better and better and better at is what my mother was great at, looking in the fridge and seeing what I have, looking in the freezer. So I did have some chicken. So this is what I did. It actually smells divine. So I grilled a little bit of chicken with some olive oil, some garlic, some this is on purpose. Penzi spices. I want to show you this. There's an amazing company, a spice company called Penzies. They're out of Wisconsin, and they are on the right side of history, if you know what I mean. And they make no bones about it. All over there, everything is named for a reason. This is called outrage, and yeah. So it's all spices, like kind of like chili and all kinds of like really spicy spices, but a little bit of garlic in there. But this particular one I love. It smells so good. This is so Penzi, P-E-N. I want you to go and check out their website. Penzeys. Penzi Spices. They're out of Wisconsin. Like they have, they're very ballsy. I love that. So then what I did was I sauteed some red onion, a little bit of garlic, some peas, which you know I love peas, and I put it over brown rice. And this is going to be so delicious. Oh, you know what else I put on it? Because Penzi's is spicy. Just to kind of like give it a little bit of contrast, I put some honey in there while I was cooking it. So it's kind of spicy and sweet at the same time.
Perfect.
Yes. Now, my ode to Giorgia Meloni, the Prime Minister of Italy, who this week, snap, I had to post that. I got to tell you, if you understand Italian, I mean, they translate it, but in Italian, it's even more scathing.
Oh, her body language was enough for me.
Wow. And you saw what I wrote. You don't ever want to, rile up an Italian woman. But anyway, she really said amazing things, and I give her a lot of credit. So tonight, my salad is dedicated to Giorgia Meloni of Italy. It is Boston lettuce because you're from Boston.
Thank you.
And I'm from Boston. Well, you live there now. And then little cherry tomatoes, and then bocconcini, which is little tiny mozzarellas. And I'm going to put a Tuscan herb olive oil on this, and a Sicilian balsamic vinegar. And I put green goddess, because she's a goddess to me now, green goddess spices from Trader Joe's, my favorite store. So that is my Giorgia Meloni honorary
Her
salad.
expressions, I'm sorry, her expressions through the whole meeting were just so hilarious. Every time
my God,
a certain someone talked, her eyes rolled harder than a penny on a slope. I mean,
her
it was
body
hilarious.
language is no joke. You do not want to mess with Italian women. You don't. And she is I've got to tell you, I like her a lot.
Yeah.
My dad really liked her. Anyway, and for speaking of Trader Joe's, these are my favorite peanut butter cups, and they happen to be from Trader Joe's. And my neighbor upstairs dropped them off to me tonight because she's going away, and she gave me her keys so I can check on her apartment when she's away.
Aww.
And she said, "Here, honey, thank you so much." And I said, "Perfect. I'll use these for my dessert."
There
So
you go.
that is what we're having for dinner tonight.
That is a fabulous dinner.
Listen, you know what? That's the one thing I have to make a nice meal for myself. I because I like to cook at home, I save a lot of money. I experiment. If you ever come to my apartment, you and Andrew, I have 4-tier spice rack. It's huge. It's like Leo knows, and spices from all over the world.
It's like a little library. You're like, "Ooh, what flavor do I want? No, I want that one. No, move that one. Oh my God."
I know, and my friend Liz.
How do you have them organized? By size?
You know what? That's a good question.
Shape?
By the last one she used.
Yeah, well, I have a lot of lazy Susans, and I kind of have them organized by like there's certain things that I make a lot, right?
Your staples.
Yes, and so I have those there. Then I have another lazy Susan with all my olive oils and all that stuff. Then I have it organized in categories like that. But then the middle one just has a million trillion I have
Maria,
no
you
idea.
got to do that one night. You got to spin both the Lazy Susans and see what oil comes up
Ooh.
and what
Oh,
false
that sounds
vomit
like a
comes up.
great game.
Leo and Thomas, what a good idea. Wow.
Well, wasn't somebody in this room one of the originators? I mean, the idea man behind the calendar. I wonder who.
I mean, who can say? Who can say? Brilliant ideas just come. You know.
That's true. It's the community.
I mean, that was
right?
Leo's, but it's
Yeah, absolutely. You know what, Thomas? Leo, you're right. So
you can have me on anytime. I'll be a third guest host.
Oh, I love that. So we had aprons, right? We had the apron and we were selling aprons, which we still have, by the way. If anybody wants an apron, just let me know. But and I think I still have a few mugs, but I think it was you. You're right. That said,
It definitely was us. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
maybe you need to move to towels. When did that create such a photo shoot?
Oh, you guys are gonna put on these two guys in dish towels? Oh.
Wow, whoa. That's right. It was your idea. You said, well, is there a nothing but the apron calendar? I was like, calendar?
That's right.
Yeah, wouldn't that be cool if people were just wearing the, oh my God. And
we should really credit Andrew. He was involved with that one.
Yes, he was involved. I love it. And his
But he's not here, so I'll take credit.
Yeah, you take credit. Michael Vaccaro, too. Michael Vaccaro bought an apron and sent me a picture of himself with just the apron. And then Wiltie and Hall, oh my God, you are so cute. And then Wiltie and Hall said, I can do that, puppet.
I can do that, puppet.
Puppet, I can do that. And there he is. And then, of course, they just sent those to me and posted them on Instagram. And then it was Andrew and Thomas that said, well, how about a calendar?
That's right.
So
but it was you guys birthed like the classics. We had Peter in that calendar.
Yeah, the original. We had oh my God. Oh,
yes.
my girlfriend, who now is Miss December. She started it and she's ending it. So
beautiful.
Yeah. So she was.
And then there was always August.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God. These are classics. Believe it or not, I still have at least.
Look what you guys started.
2 or 3
I can't
of
believe
each.
that's 2022.
Yeah.
So we're looking at 4 years.
5 years.
5
years of
5 years.
semi nudes. 5 years. I love
5
it.
years of me getting carpal tunnel from doing this.
I know, Leo. I know. And he had to comb through all those semi, whatever. Poor Leo. Oh my God, poor Leo. He's got the vapors.
We are so grateful for your service.
I know.
Oh my God.
And now we're gonna have to. I guess we're just gonna have to put the best of together. So luckily I kept them all.
Well, you know what we could do? I know we were going to make it the last calendar. I don't know. We'll talk about it. Maybe what we can do is make like an all-star where like the month would have all 5 years.
All cheek.
Oh,
I mean, all-star.
Yeah, the all-star. We could
do it every 5 years. You do one. Bring it back, so you don't have to do it every year.
Well,
you know what it is? I know. You know what it is? People don't buy calendars like they used to because everything is digital now. But
I still use a real calendar.
Me too.
Yeah.
And a date book.
Yes.
I still have to. You do too, right?
Face it, friends. We are of a different generation.
No, it's not that because I'm much older than both of you. It's
no,
just,
but I mean, there's from yours down to there's probably a certain stop because we've all used writings, we posted notes. We didn't necessarily have those digital things as some people were born into the world with all digital life.
That's true. I know, how crazy, right?
I know, right?
Well, you know what they're doing in New York now, which I think is so impressive, and I think they started doing it in Jersey. I don't know about Massachusetts, but I bet they're going to follow. Now you can't have your cell phone in class.
We are moving into that next year.
Let me tell you, our governor, who I love, Kathy Hochul, she started this year, and she said at first all the kids were very upset, but within like literally 2 weeks, she said a phenomenon happened. Kids are talking to each other. They're laughing. They're making friends. She said that the teachers were blown away. They're like, I actually hear laughter in the hallway now and talking. So what they do is they come in, they each have a little pocket with their name. They put it in so that it's protected all day. And of course, it's an emergency. The parents can always call the office and then get a hold of the kid. But they're not allowed to use it, which is wonderful because you can't chat GPT answers or Google answers, and you can't send text to each other, and you can't, all that mean stuff is gone. And I am so happy about it.
I don't allow it at all at my camps at all. I tell the parents, your communication is with the other adult. That's me. If you have something that you need your child to know, you call me so I know, because we are the adults.
Right.
Your child does not make decisions for you. So put the phone away. And I've lost parents. There are some parents who don't come back because they don't like my policy. Bye.
Yeah. No,
Sorry.
listen, I think it's really great. And it's working in New York. And it's working.
Yeah. And Australia is they banned phones for 16-year-olds and lower, I believe.
Yeah. And also
there's a ban on it.
Wow.
Instagram and Facebook, any of the social medias, 16 and under. I think it's a good idea.
Yep.
I know. So that's really cool. So Andrew, let's recap for the people just joined us. By the way, Kenny Holcomb just joined us. Oh my gosh, Maria's Thanksgiving and Easter feast are legendary. Kenny, it was always a joy to have you as my guest at my dinner table. So let's recap, Thomas. Let's talk about your show.
Yep, this Friday. It's a cabaret. I'm doing all the iconic J artists you can think of, and I'm joined by my piano buddy Nick Place and my buddy Mindy Pierce on drums, and we're doing everything from musical theater to your pop songs to your jazz. We're covering it all. So
I love it, and you're celebrating Pride in Rockport. How beautiful!
That's right.
And you
But
said
I'm not gay.
But I'm not gay.
Oh.
But
Well, that's from Avenue Q. Oh my God. That is so cute. You know, as a matter of fact, I'm listening to Elton John's audiobook now. It's called Me. And I love biographies. That's my thing. I love life stories. And it's really interesting. You know that he didn't really come out till he was 21.
Yeah.
He didn't even really know that he was, but it was a friend. Imagine way back when. Like nobody talked about it, but he had a friend that was also like a producer that was out, and got very upset with him and said, because he almost married a woman, and he said, "You're going to ruin your life and her life, and that's not."
I remember that whole time, and I remember being alive when that marriage was going to come up. And
isn't that crazy?
What? And then I think that was before I'm Still Standing in that era of music.
Oh yeah, way. But Someone Saved My Life Tonight is about that. Almost got married. So, and Bernie Taupin also, who was straight and married, said, you know, listen, we're friends and I'm straight. You're not straight. So stop. I just thought that's cool. That's what friends are for.
There you go.
And what a legendary team, those two.
I know. Oh my God. Well, he said that he never quite clicked with anybody like he clicked with Bernie Taupin. He said there was something about I could just look at his lyrics and I would just start writing. I could finish a song in no time. Isn't that amazing? Beautiful, right?
Bernie's the one that wrote, the title's escaping me, but am I correct? Holy Moses, I have been removed. That is just one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, it might. Is it called Holy Moses? I can't remember.
No, it's called something like Immigrant Song or something like that. And I can't remember the name of it right now for the life of me.
So, I mean, every one of their albums is amazing. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, of course, is my favorite. Yeah. It's just, it doesn't get any better songwriting than that. No, they wrote that in a weekend. They went away and stayed in a cottage, just Bernie Taupin and Elton John, and they wrote that double album in a weekend. It was one of the first albums I ever bought, and I went
because they didn't have cell phones.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Right.
I'm telling you, if schools start doing this, it's going to change a lot. And I also heard they're going to bring cursive back.
Oh,
we already have it. We have it back in our schools.
Thank
amazing.
God. Thank God. Yeah, because there's something about, actually, I think it was Lisa Alex that told me this, that the writing a paper, and I agree with that. There's something about the other side of the brain that works a certain way. And
Mhm.
I agree with that. Also, teachers, I got to put something out there because I mean, another reason is this chat GPT stuff. I don't think there's anything wrong with chat GPT if you're an adult and you want some advice or whatever. I don't use it. I'm not saying I never will, but I don't right now. It's not my thing. But kids, a lot of kids are just using it to do their homework, and it's stuff like that. Um, what a lot of teachers that I spoke to recently are doing? They're saying, your assignment, here's your assignment at the beginning of the class, and write it here, write it now, right now.
Yep.
And that's how they know who is really, writing or taking tests and who is really using Chat GPT or Google. And
Mhm.
I think that's what we have to start doing again. And the writing thing and all that. A couple of years ago, I taught a class on Zoom during COVID, and I had the kids create their signature. They were like, signature, what's that? And I showed them different signatures. I showed them John
Yeah.
Hancock. I showed them Disney, a couple of other people. I'm like Marilyn Monroe. Like these are beautiful signatures. Like we worked on that for a whole class working on your signature. So
And I have my tweens right now. We have a journalism workshop for the summer, so they are learning fast, actual, concise, and true. We're learning the who, what, where, whys, when, how, where, and then we're learning paragraph structure. So I've got their two tweens and a
wow,
couple more joining. But our 4-week workshop is to put out a newsletter about what our community center does. So I
amazing.
have them. They're writing down. We're talking about facts. They're pulling stuff from the web because I'm teaching them that we want our language to be the same. So it's called the branding. We're keeping this all together. So they were writing today the little articles. They chose their subject and they're going paragraph by paragraph.
I love
So,
that.
but
Nice.
Listen,
they're also writing it and typing it together.
that's what I love. I was on the news. I was in the newspaper group. I was in all those groups. I made so many friends. That's where I learned so much of my stuff. And were you as well, Thomas?
Yeah.
And Thomas, how old were you when you started playing the piano?
Oh, well, I was, I think I was in elementary school and I just sat and played what I heard from school. I would go home and I'd like play it on the piano and try to figure out the melody. And then once I learned to play, the flute was my first instrument and I was reading
Oh.
notes. Then I translated it into the keys and I was like, oh, well, those are those notes. And then I just started going. So
Wow. That's
Yeah.
phenomenal. That's so great, honey.
Yeah.
So I have had the incredible pleasure of working with Thomas many times and
Yeah.
his wonderful husband, Andrew, who I love. And Bethany Vaughn, that whole group out
Yes.
there. We had a lot of fun. And so I can tell you firsthand that Andrew is not just an incredible singer and performer, but a beautiful musical director that really takes his time with singers and makes them feel like they're heard. So thank you for that, Thomas. And I'm so excited for your show. Is there like a live stream people can purchase?
I don't know. I don't think there is, but that's a great question.
Yeah, they have that at just a few places now in New York,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool because if people from out of town can't go, they can purchase a live
Yes.
stream. Usually about 20, I think it's $26, but it's worth it because you have like some places it's 48 hours to watch it. Some places they give you a week. It's
That's
good for a
awesome.
week that
Yeah.
week, and then it disappears. But you get to like support your friends,
That's a great idea.
from afar. So anyway, honey, everybody, please, if you're in that area, what's the name of the theater again?
It's the Shillin Lou. And
Shillin'
Shillin Lou. It's Rockport Music is the organization and then the space is the Shillin Lou Performance Center.
Okay, beautiful.
Right,
Now I want you
Rockport.
I always ask my guests to leave us with a positive, uplifting thought for fellow creatives. And I'm going to ask that of you as well. And I want you to finish with a pride message of hope.
Yeah.
So here you go. I'm handing it over to you.
I would say continue to give yourself space. Like you need and you need to give yourself space to be able to create, to be able to think and process. And if the space isn't there, then everything can just be mumble jumbled. So give yourself space, give yourself time, and enjoy that creative space so that everything can just kind of come out and you can go to town on it.
Oh, I
As far
love
as
that.
for Pride, we participated in the Boston Pride Parade this year. It was my first time ever doing anything, and we were with the organization Fresh Truck, which is a nonprofit that gives food to low-income families and makes sure that everyone has access to fresh fruits and vegetables and all of that good stuff, and they can shop for that. So
Wow.
one of our buddies is involved with that. So we got to walk with them. And I learned that it was all about a protest, like the Pride, the theme this year is protest. And it's not something that I've ever thought about for myself in my identity and working through what it means to be gay, but it definitely is, as we're like now into these thick of strange times, you need to like continue to fight the fight, and each voice is important. So I think
Absolutely. Oh, that's beautiful. Well, I will be working the door at Stonewall this Sunday, which is our Pride Parade. I'll be on the 7th Avenue side. There's 2 doors, one on Christopher, one on 7th Avenue. I will be on the 7th Avenue side from noon to 6. Please stop by. Absolutely, I love what you said. And it is, I hate to keep saying we got to keep fighting, but here's what it is. And this question has been asked sometimes. Certain straight people will say, well, what's the big deal? Why do you need a pride parade? Or why do you need because we've had to defend ourselves. And I love my straight friends. But they don't have to have like, where's our pride parade? You don't have to, because you've never been in that place to defend who you love. So that's all it is. I think if we just let go of all that and just find joy in each other, and that love is love and beautiful, which Lin-Manuel Miranda said love is love. It was his thing the day that they passed gay marriage in New York. So enjoy the show, sweetheart. I'm so happy for you. I'm sure we're going to post some pictures.
Thank you.
Have fun, and I hope to see you soon. Happy Pride, everyone. Thank you for joining us every Tuesday. Come back and see us. We love and appreciate you. Thank you.